These are the highest leverage, meaning the changes that actually move the needle towards you bulking, right? These are the highest leverage changes that you're not making and why most people don't make them, okay? So most people don't make these changes because number one, they're hard, okay? Number one, they're just difficult, okay? And that makes less people do them, okay? And then the other thing is that people like getting distracted, okay? I'm sure you've gotten distracted. Maybe you go ahead and watch a specific video from, let's say, Jeff Nippard on which back exercise to do, even though you're probably just gonna like not do them, right? So it's people just use it as a distraction, as a sort of cope, okay? So what we're gonna go over is the enjoyment, right? Like how to actually enjoy the gym once again, because you probably don't, right? We're gonna go over sleep, okay? This is just like very easy to optimize. We're gonna go over your steps, and then we're gonna go over how to make it more boring. I know that sounds weird, but we'll get to it, okay? So the first thing I want to go over is your enjoyment in the gym, okay? So what I mean by this is, like, are you actually having a good time in the gym, right? Are you having a good time? Do you laugh around sometimes? Do you speak to people, right? Because the thing is, if you're not enjoying your routine, right? Let's say you're doing like some specific push-pull legs routine that you found online and you don't really enjoy it, even though you could be doing a routine that you actually enjoy, right? What's going to happen is you're going to be less consistent, right? You're going to be less consistent. And so you're going to get less results, right? You're going to get less results. And so you'll be less happy, right? If you see what I'm making here, right? So when you're happy, right, you're more consistent. And when you're more consistent, you get more results, so you're more happy, right? And so you need to get into this loop by actually enjoying your workouts and optimizing for what you enjoy. Now, I don't know what you enjoy, but let's say you specifically really like a movement like, let's say, overhead press. Go ahead and spam that, bro. Just get super strong at what you actually enjoy. Abuse your strong points, because other people are abusing their like weak points, okay, and making themselves get slower progress. You can just abuse your strong points and make fast progress, okay? So the second thing is sleep, okay? Now, what I want to go over for sleep, I'm just going to blast you with some sleep knowledge, because there's a lot of reasons behind why these work, but I'm just going to give it to you straight up, okay? So the first thing is going to be dimming the lights. Dim the lights 1.5 hours before bed. These are purely the changes that actually helped me, okay? So dim the lights 1.5 hours before bed and set an alarm for this right now, okay? Go onto your phone and set an alarm for this 1.5 hours before you're supposed to be in bed. This will just make it like, you'll just remember to turn off the lights. It's really simple, okay? The second thing is using like equipment. So you're gonna get an eye mask, okay? Eye mask. You're gonna get mouth tape. This is like pore tape or something like that. Get mouth tape, and then also get earplugs. And just go ahead and use these every time you sleep. The eye mask will keep light from getting into your eyes, which makes your sleep significantly worse, right? People actually found like people who don't like have a completely dark room, or like no light going into their eyes, actually have higher rates of depression, which is pretty insane. The mouth tape just keeps your mouth closed, and that way you breathe through your nose, which actually makes it like way better. You also get this like chemical which makes the oxygen absorb way better. It's pretty OP. And also the earplugs, you just won't have to hear anything, which will make your sleep like a little bit better, maybe like 5%. Okay. And the other thing is just having a consistent sleep time. Okay. Consistent consistent sleep and wake up time. So what I mean by this is just like every day, even on weekends, sleep at the exact same time. Set a bedtime alarm, so half an hour before bed, and set a wake up alarm so that you actually like go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every single day. This is literally the most important thing for sleep. If you take one thing away, it's this. Okay. One thing I want to say is also have your bedroom at about 18 degrees Celsius. This is way better for yourself, because your body needs to drop its temperature by about like 2 degrees Celsius to actually fall asleep. And so if you have a cold room, it's just going to make it automatically easier. Okay. So that's your sleep knowledge condensed right there. Hopefully you took some notes. The other thing I want to go over is steps. This is going to be steps or cardio essentially. Because cardio is really important just for your general happiness, right? They actually found that if they put $50,000, okay, 50K USD into a person's like bank account every year, right? So 50K more per year. So let's say, I don't know how much the average person makes, right? Maybe they make like whatever, 30K a year, right? Instead of making 30, they made like 80, okay? And they found that this difference in happiness was the same as going for a 30-minute walk every day. That's so insane to think about. So go ahead and do your cardio, go ahead and do your steps. Right now it might not feel so good, but once you get into the flow of it, once you actually like start doing it, your dopamine is going to be way more regulated, right? You're just going to feel good throughout the day. And so yeah, it's sort of just like another thing of doing hard stuff. Because your brain is just gonna feel better once you do some more hard things throughout the day. Like for example, it's the morning right now and I'm working, right? And this just makes me feel way better. So yeah, bro, just go ahead and do your steps, go ahead and do your cardio. It's just gonna make you way happier. I usually just do like I live near like a lake, and I just go for like one round around the lake every day. That gets me to 10K steps pretty easily. So yeah. Now, one more thing I want to go over before I go over this. One thing I want to say is that I really thank you for watching so far into this video, and I want to help you out even more. So I have my first link in the description. That's my Calendly link, where you can just go ahead and book a free one-to-one call with me. I'll just go ahead and help you out for an hour. So yeah, bro, just go ahead and book a call. So yeah, moving on then, the boring aspect, right? Making your workouts sort of like more boring in like a sense. Like this is like what most people perceive as boring, right? Most people perceive stuff like talking to people as boring, right? Most people perceive like maybe like something really difficult, like let's say squats. They might perceive that as boring. Honestly, I don't know, because I don't do these things anymore, right? But people like consider a lot of these things boring, right? Simply because their dopamine is so like all over the place, right? Since their spikes are so high, right? Wait, let me draw this with another. So imagine like this is the average person, right? Now, what these spikes are just like social media or like bad addictions and so on, right? And so what happens is when you're like, your baseline should be around here, right? This is how you should feel on average, right? It actually feels much worse. And that's just because of these really high peaks, because these unnaturally come since you have your bad habits and so on, right? And so you need to essentially get these peaks a little bit lower by getting natural dopamine, which is going to seem boring at first until you actually get regulated onto it, which then you're going to have a higher baseline and you're just going to feel better throughout the day. And also because you actually worked for the dopamine instead of, just getting it automatically. Why can't I erase this, yo? So yeah, bro, thank you for watching this video. The last thing I want to say, bro, go ahead and book a one-to-one call with me. That's the first link in the description. I hope I helped you out a lot, bro. I think I did since you watched this whole video, but I want to help you out even more, like I said. So go ahead, book a one-to-one call with me. That's the first link in the description. Second link is my free community as well. So yeah, bro, have an absolutely amazing day. Let's get it, bro.